even with the uncertainty going on right now, Christian Horner, which we are following that news story, any update, any confirmation, will be on grid tonight. Even if he was hypothetically to be out of the picture, I still think Red Bull's not is going to be up front. I'll be shocked if they just suddenly are not. But I gotta ask, 24 races, how many will Max win? How many podiums? And which race, if any, doesn't he get a podium?
Well, Joe, to your point, and not to make light of the situation too much, because there are some pretty serious allegations. And if they are found to be true, then I believe Horner should step aside at the very least, or if he's not fired outright. And of course, we'll be following that situation. But speaking of the team principal, any one of us on the screen could have been the team principal for Red Bull last year. They still would have won the championship. I mean, when you have a car that dominant, when you have a driver that dominant as Max Verstappen is, I don't know that it's going to make too much of a difference one way or another. All the uncertainty going on behind the scenes is certainly not pleasant to deal with or talk about. And I wish that, I think even Ford, their future partner, has come out and said, we wish that, maybe you would, get a move on things and wrap this investigation up and at least make a decision one way or the other so that it's not looming over us at the start of the season. But regardless, let's look ahead to 2024, and Max Verstappen individually and Red Bull as a team. Even Sergio Perez won a couple of races last year. I mean, the way last season went, the way they look in preseason testing, 20 wins out of a 24. I mean, I know that raises some eyebrows and it might sound a little ambitious, but I mean, the guy won 19 last year, and Checo's pace, I mean, he won those two races that he won were at the very beginning of the season. So, once we got into the heart of the season here, Max Verstappen was simply unstoppable. I see no reason to believe that he won't be that unstoppable again. And if he's not, 20 of 24 is still a lower percentage than 19 of 22. If anything, that's a conservative prediction here.
I'm going to take the hopium-filled route here, while agreeing with you that Adrian Newey is the true GOAT of this team right now and has really is the real reason, one of the real reasons why this team has been able to make so much happen. I want to talk about this new design because it is bold. It is very, very unique, where we've seen so many teams kind of go back to this 2022 philosophy of design. I'm going to argue that we either find out that it's doing something that it shouldn't be allowed to, whether it's a blown diffuser type scenario or the Mercedes moving steering wheel that changed the caster. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but something like that. I think there's going to be some Achilles heel to this car, one way or another. And I'm going to say, I'm going to do an even 14 races, 8 more where he podiums.